battle back.
Yeah, that's what I just told him. Good comeback win. Very rarely do you get 5 hits in 1 inning, and mixed in there with a hit by pitch and a base on ball, scored 5 runs. And, hit 2 solo homers, but those are what got us going. That was a really good inning. We were a little frustrated over here. I thought early in the game that our pitch selection at the plate was, it wasn't what it normally is. We're getting ourselves out a little bit, hitting balls off the bat, and maybe going out of the zone a little bit more than normal. And it was good to have that big inning and hit the ball hard. I think Brumbaugh hit 2 balls hard early in the game and wasn't getting anything. Didn't get anything for it. And then, they've been playing with third baseman, even with that bagging up all day. And he finally got a little breakthrough. He got a bind, broke in a couple of runs. So good job by our guys hanging in there. Pitchers were good all weekend for the most part. Solid defense, great play at third. Didn't finish the throw. Saved a double. But, just proud of our guys.
You got that pitch by Grimm?
Yeah, great catch at the end. The ball's really flying. The wind switched directions about mid-game. Started blowing out of the northwest. The ball was traveling right when it was hit. We knew it was going to go to the fence. We just didn't know if it was going to quite get over. And obviously, he did a great job getting to the fence, so he didn't have to worry about the fence and then jump. And it looked like his glove was above the fence. I don't know, but it was a really good catch.
Mike knew. Everyone's talking about his offense. But his defense looks like it's
really fast. Good player. Again, been playing full-time center field since summer. So, you'd think with work, he's going to continue to get better at reads and all that. But he's done a great job out there. He made plays going back, coming in. He's got a really good arm, and good player.
With Dietz, it seems like one good outing, one maybe not so clean crisp. Is it just reps for him at this point?
A little bit. His stuff was pretty good. Didn't land a couple breaking balls, but the first hitter, he struck him out. We get to have our information in the dugout during these things. It was a strike. The 2-2 pitch was a strike, and it wasn't even close. And so it got him off to a bad start. But you got to be able to overcome that. So. I wouldn't say he had a bad outing. His stuff was good, but we need him to be able to be more consistent with his off-speed stuff.
Still leads.
Yeah, good.
He's been so good for you this fall. Is his role kind of what you saw in terms of where he came in the game today?
Yeah, he's a guy that he's going to pitch the back half of the game. Whether he throws 7th, 8th, to 9th, I think he's the guy that you don't just say, go give me 1 inning. If you need 3, get 3. Kind of got a rubber arm too. He likes to go a lot. He can go one day, 1 inning, and 2 the next, and maybe even a 3rd. But we feel like he's going to get a lot of innings in coming out of the bullpen.
That's right.
Yeah, that was rough. He took a shot, and we were really concerned about it. He ended up going over to the ER, had an MRI done. Looks like he just has a little laceration down there. Probably where. And, on the inside, they had to find, if there's a rupture there, you're talking surgery. And not as close as you can get to that, I think, without having to have it. So his spirits are good. They're good. I went over to the hospital last night, and so did Coach Warnless, and he was upbeat, and he was about 10 minutes away from getting, released. And we talked to him. It went good, but he's so tough, and I can't even believe he stayed in the game and hit too, and ran down the line. So there's something bad wrong here. I better not do this.
Going back to that big inning you guys had, you had back-to-back home runs. And sometimes those can be inning killers, but you guys continued to put together good at bats. What do we thought about that?
I think we rattled the pitcher a little bit. He came out and threw 3 balls in a row, and really a 4th one, but it hit the batter in the top of the helmet. And then they went and got him, and we had a lot of momentum going here down the line with the 1 run. And I like the way that we just didn't settle for that. We said, hey, let's minimum tie this thing up, and hopefully we can score more runs. And we did.
You were talking the other day about how you wanted to set this up where you had that night to afternoon turnaround.
Yeah.
Did this accomplish what you were hoping it would?
We did. We got a feel for this. We talked about that. Even talked to their head coach about it. He said, this is a great idea because this is real life on the weekends, especially on the road. It seems like you got to play, hit the sack, get up, play again, and you got to be able to handle, especially when you win game one. You got to show up the next day with a little bit of an attitude. And I thought our guys did a pretty good job.
Was the team as good defensive as they looked tonight?
Yeah, we've been playing good defense. We've gotten a lot better in the last 3 weeks on the defensive side. We don't even have Sues out there right now. And, it's going to give us a little more depth and make my job a little tougher to figure out who to play. I like that. And so, yeah, the defense has been really good.
I wonder with Kuhio, for everything that he's been through this fall, does anything change with him over the winter? Given
I think he was pressing a little bit when he came back and trying to go too far and too hard to pull it off. Get that arm running, relax, and not get that in the next, that he lines out at 100. Who knows what? Right at the shortstop. That's good. That's good way for him to finish. Because he was absolutely wearing it out in the cake when he started feeling sick of his hands. I think it's get in the weight room, get his strength back, and be ready.
There was a lot of talk last year about the connectivity of that team. Do you kind of see the same thing with this year's squad?
It's been good so far. I ask a lot of questions, trying to find out what everybody's thinking. If they feel the same way. Mostly the older guys. It's been good feedback so far. It takes time. It's like any relationship. It doesn't happen overnight. So just as long as they keep, building each other up and having fun and saying the right thing in the locker room, I think we're going to have a good camaraderie here.
What do you think about how these things have turned into what they've turned into? I mean, you got a Razorback football game going on, and there are probably a couple thousand people here.
And our fans are awesome. I say it all the time. Even Dan, their head coach, talked to me. He goes, "Your fans are unbelievable here." And I said, "Yeah, we'll have a lot of people here today, even though we're playing football." And I said, "We had a lot last night, and they love baseball here. They love the Razorbacks."
Thank you, Dave.
Okay.